Hey, welcome to my showcase. I don't know if you came from my store or if you're just seeing this on like your recommended page, but I am glad you're here. Believe it or not, what I'm going to show you took me probably around 3 to 4 hours to do in total, and that was like off the rip. I didn't look up any tutorials. I don't actually know how to use Create Mod that well, so all things considered, I think it turned out pretty good. Also, I am recording this during the day, so if you hear any background noise, probably because there's cars or something. I'll do my best to adjust that in editing, but of course, if I try and noise cancel, it'll kind of, you know, ruin the entire audio. So plus I'm hoping the music will actually, you know, do most of the audio and you don't have to worry about it too much. That wasn't English, but you know what I mean. But anyways, let's get to it. Obviously, I have 9 songs. Whoop, I have 9 songs. Oh, it's gonna lag a little bit, by the way. I just want to make sure I mention that real quick. This mod pack absolutely hates this game, or hates my game, because even if I'm in a super flat world, it'll have these random lag spikes. It's obviously worse in a world that actually has more stuff in it, but it will have those random lag spikes. See, right now it's pretty smooth, but it's gonna have that every once in a while. Or like there, just there you go. But each of these songs, Blocks, Bar, Mall, Other Side, Pig Step, Relic, Stall, Strad, and Wait, of course, they all have their own buttons and they all correspond over here. Each of them has their own transmitter, I guess we'll call it, and then they have their own receiver correspondingly. So for example, this is Blocks. Whoa, this is Blocks, and on the other side over here, this is also Blocks. And they are put in alphabetical order. I know not everyone cares, but I do, and I thought maybe some people would appreciate that they're in alphabetical order. So Blocks all the way to Wait, and then if you look through here, these are also Blocks, or look, okay. Blocks all the way to Wait. Now this is also entirely wind powered, and it's so I just wanted to make sure it was survival friendly, and for some reason wind power was the first I went to. Now this current setup, it maxes out at 53. If I do 54 or anything higher than that, it will overstress. Like I said, it does work fine at 53. But for this showcase, I'm gonna only do it at 16. Just so I can show you everything when I'm showing you it. So I'm gonna pick a song here just to demonstrate. I might even go a little bit slower real quick, but if I pick a song, I'm just gonna do Pig Step. This arm will slowly, normally it's, you know, a little bit quicker obviously, but it's gonna pick the disc up and it will put it in this jukebox. I hope it's not too loud. Here, let me just, music and sounds. Turn this down just a little bit more real quick, just so it's not too loud. And there you go. Oh, and another thing you may or may not have known about mechanical arms, they will dance when there's music playing. Or, well, correction, they'll dance if the jukebox they're assigned to is playing music. Like I said, each of those buttons has a redstone link to them that will go over to these, what are these called again? Nope. The powered latch. Now the powered latches, they obviously get powered from the back, and if they're powered from the side, they will turn off, which is why these temporarily do that. You press the button, it'll temporarily do that. And the only reason these are here is because these funnels, when powered, they will not drop what is in them. So this is here just like that. But if I go over here and press Blocks, this will turn off for just enough time for this disc to come out. And also I haven't really tested it. You can kind of queue it up, but I don't know if it'll go in order that you push them in. But if you press another song here, it won't destroy it. It'll just let the other one pass through regardless. But for now, I'm just gonna put this back. I'd like to show you everything, but I'll show you when the song is over, because I'll show you what happens when the song is over and it goes back into the system, because that's what it does. It'll complete the song and it will go back into the system. Of course, if you really wanted the song to end, you could just like right click this and take the disc out normally and put it back into its own thing. Although occasionally, funnily enough, it'll go onto a depot if it like flies far enough away, and then the arm will just pick it up again. I had that happen one time and it was actually kind of funny. You guys like my dancing? And now the song is going to be over. I'm going to switch over to spectator mode real quick, and the song's going to be over. I'll show you it here in a second when it's done, because it's kind of still technically playing. It's just, you know, silent. Just kind of how this music disc works in particular, I guess. But there it goes. And it's going to drop into the system here. And now this looks very complicated, I know. But let me just show this off real quick. This is probably a lot slower than I thought it was going to be, actually, now that I think about it. But this disc is going to make its way down these conveyor belts. It's going to make its way down here, and believe it or not, it does have space to come out here. I was worried that it wouldn't, but it's perfectly fine that way, actually. It just visually looked cramped, but don't worry, it comes up here. I tested that, don't worry. And there it is. And what it's going to do is it's going to go onto this depot. Onto this depot where this middle arm here, which, yes, it is very slow still, but it will pick it up, and it will take it up here to this specific chute in which the disc. It's gonna be really slow for a second. You gotta give it a second. But if you give it enough time, again, this is a lot slower than I thought it was gonna be. There it goes. Okay, the disc is right there. And it goes back into the system. Something else that I forgot to mention that I just want to mention real quick, if you look right here, we have what is known as an encased fan. Now this fan is actually blowing air up into the chute. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because if anyone was confused, I wanted to make sure to clear it up. A chute, which normally drops things, is capable of putting things into the barrel that's above it because of this fan that is blowing up into it. I just wanted to clear that up real quick, but thank you. So let me just turn this up real quick so I can just show you exactly. Oh, I'm still in spectator mode. Okay, spectator. Creative. There we go. Let me just turn this back up to 53. It also has to be counterclockwise right now because that's the way I set it up. If you go the other way, it'll technically break the entire system. We're gonna go back into spectator mode real quick to show you everything. Like I said, this looks very complicated, and if you're a create player, it probably looks more complicated than it needs to be. But if you're not a create player, maybe this looks, I don't know, half decent. I don't know. But simply put, this is the jukebox, obviously. It comes down into this chute, which puts it onto the initial conveyor belt. Each of these are what's known as list filters. They each have their own thing on them. This one has the first 3 songs on them. The second one has these next 3 songs on them. And then the right one has these right 3, of course. And then when they're split up, they're put into their own 3. So this has its own 3. It's hard to tell because everything else is in the way here. But trust me, it is fine, don't worry. But each of the 3 list filters separate them, and they have their own brass tunnels on all these 3 sides, which splits them even more. So it'll split all 9 separately entirely to their own depots, which I thought you can get one arm to take from a specific depot to a specific location, but unfortunately that's just not how it ended up working. So each of these does have their own arm for each of these depots, which does look cramped, but surprisingly enough, they stay fine right there. So this depot and, well, this arm will take from this depot and bring it up to this as well. And they all kind of work like that. So that's just, you know, it's just how it functions with all this crampedness. And believe it or not, this didn't take too long to get powered. It took me a second to get all the conveyor belts to go to locations. But honestly, you know, when things are going the wrong way, you just gotta add a gearbox here and there to make sure it's going the other way. But everything's going the right direction to make sure things are put on depots. These discs will go into the right location thanks to these filters. And I was gonna go backwards to make sure it went, you know, under here, but of course I had the power from over here, so, and you know, I didn't want to, you know, remake anything. But everything does work. It works great. Okay. I'm gonna test with another song real quick. Let's go with, I like Relic. Relic's one of the newer ones right now. This isn't an earlier update, so it doesn't have like a lot of the new ones per se, but it is a good one. So Relic was one of the back 3, of course, so it came out of this barrel, and it's gonna go through well, not the same-ish. It's gonna go out this way, but it's also gonna go this way, and it's gonna come out back here, and it's gonna go onto his depot here, which is where this arm will take it back to its place. But it's the same concept as the same disc, and you know, it is pretty foolproof. I have not tested. I'm not gonna sit here and wait to test it. Here, actually, you know what? I will. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this, I guess. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play blocks and then far. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I guess I didn't need to do that, but let's see. If I grab this, it goes to blocks. Oh wait, it's gonna do that too, by the way. I don't know why, it has like this weird audio bug right now, but it's okay because I have this command ready. And if I get rid of this one, it's gonna go to that one too. Which is great, that's fine. But if I put those back, see, I don't know if it did that just because it was left to right, or if that was just the order they appeared in. So let me try something. So let's play Pig Step again real quick, and then I'm gonna do Mall, and then style, and then other side. Sure. Oh, now it's playing double. That's really weird. I did it in mall, then style, then other side. So hopefully it'll pick that up. So it's going to do that. Will it do stall next if I get rid of this? It will not. It just goes left to right. That's fair. And then I'm going to grab that one. That's fine. That's fine. But then again, no, it's prefer first target. I don't know what that means. Round robin, I think, would do the same thing, and then forced round robin is the same thing as that. So I don't actually know what prefer first target means. Let's just put these back in the corresponding thing. Other side, and then, oh, I didn't put mall back. Wait, where did I, okay. Pig, where'd mall go? I'm sure editor me will check on that. I don't know how that happened, but let's put this back where it goes, I guess. But just to showcase this off even quicker now, I'm just gonna grab mall itself again real quick, actually, since, you know, I'm going to place it in here and do this real quick. It's gonna be really quick. I don't even remember which way it went. It went over here. I think it's already, is it already back in its barrel at this point? It was, wow, that was really quick, actually. Oh, there it is. Ah, there it is. Okay. I knew it wasn't crazy. But looking it up, it doesn't really seem like anyone's really done something like this, or at least quite like this. I didn't find anything, at least. So I hope that although it is not the most, like, you know, compact or, like, you know, beautiful work of art, I hope that's at least somewhat unique, because I did this out of my own thought process, basically. And like I said, at least I think I said, I didn't follow any tutorials to get anything. I just did everything based off my own knowledge. And the only reason I had the idea to do this in the first place was because of the arms doing that thing when they start playing music. Because I saw a video that showed that they did this, and I didn't know they did that. And I thought that was really cool. But I have a different idea of a song to play. That's it, yep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good one, actually. Hey, you know what? Sorry, I have something to say. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. And I'll hopefully see each and one of you in the next video. Goodbye.